ready to pack your suitcase. So it even has the name of the sponsor and the date of electronic publication. Always write down the date when you access a website, because it's going to ask you that. That's number 7. So if you go to a website the first time, make sure you write down today's date when you get there, whatever date it is, so that you have that ready to go. So that is an excerpt right from your book. It's a screenshot, shows you exactly what you're looking for. And remember, it's like packing stuff for different trips. So just like you'd pack something different for a ski trip than you would for a trip to Hawaii, each packing list is going to be different. I also like to think of it as a recipe book. If you're going to make a batch of chocolate chip cookies, you're not going to read the whole recipe book, right? Nods of acknowledgement would help right now, right?
Right.
Okay. What you do if you want to make chocolate chip cookies is you look it up in the index and you would flip to the page that says chocolate chip cookies and follow just that recipe. And who cares what the other recipe says, because they don't apply, right? Same thing works for works cited stuff in your little brown handbook. There's 3 major media types, just like there's categories in a cookbook: meat, vegetables, and desserts, okay? So this one's print. They start on page 689. The web ones start on page 697. And the database ones start on page 705. But each type of medium has its own little recipe of what you need. Each little recipe is like a packing list. That's what goes in your suitcase. Every single one is different. So with the one you're working on for Letter from Birmingham Jail that you're turning in tonight, what you're looking for is a short work in an anthology. That's the recipe that you want. So you'll look in this section, the print section, and find the little recipe that says a short work in an anthology, and that's your packing list. It'll show you exactly what it wants, and it'll show you an example, so you can model yours exactly like the one that's shown in the book. Okay? And you don't have to pay attention to anything else. You can just look at just that one little section. And that's true for each source. So if you have, later on, like for the next paper, you've got 2 sources that are required. One is a textbook, and one is the ad itself. So you might say, okay, how do I cite a source from YouTube? Okay, well that's web, so start on page 697, go through until you find where it says citing from YouTube, and it'll show you the packing list that you need. And all the information, gather it beforehand, pack your suitcase, and get ready to fly to the works cited page. I worked all this out in advance. I was going to dress like a flight attendant today, but I figured that, staff uniform. All right. So now you're ready for takeoff. That means that you're ready to construct the works cited page the way it's supposed to look on the works cited page itself. Okay? And the reason it's numbered there in that order is because it's in the right order on the works cited page when it's ready to go. So here's the author, the title of the work it comes from, the place of publication, the date of publication, the medium, and the date of access. It's all color-coded, and I, again, copied and pasted that right out of your book. So you'll see that list of stuff you need right next to the web page that they found the information on, and on the next page is this that shows you what it's supposed to look like when it's done. Look pretty easy? It's very formulaic, so once you figure out how to do this, you can do it for anything. It's just a matter of applying the same rules each time, and then just tweaking it for whatever kind of medium it is that you're using. Now, you can use a citation making service if you want to, like Citation Machine, Sono Citation Machine, EasyBib, NightCite. Any of those websites will be fine, except there are just enough nuances of difference between those websites that they don't quite fit the guidelines for what we expect here at the college. Every college will adopt its own set of criteria for use of this stuff. So it's kind of like, okay, here's MLA, and here's how we're going to use it. And so because of that, we have a site called Noodle Tools, and I'll show you where to find that. It is a citation maker, but it follows the rules the way the college expects us to. So I'll show you how to do that. You still need to pack your bag the same way. You still need to gather that information into your suitcase, get your packing list, and have all the information ready to go before you get to this website. It's also your responsibility to make sure there's no typos in the information that you put in. Make sure your capitals are correct, make sure, it'll put the quotes and the italics in for you, and it'll put everything in the right order for you. But you've got to check your spelling, you have to check capitalization, you have to check all that stuff because there is no spell checker in those things. Okay, so you can access Noodle Tools through our library database, and I'll show you how to do that. If you need more specific help, actually Dawn Bergacker, who is our head research librarian, reference librarian, she's making a video on how to use Noodle Tools. It's actually really, really easy, but I'll show you where to find that stuff. So, pretty awesome, huh? Lots of style there. All right, so if you have any questions about how this works, this is actually web-based. So, let me show you where to find it. If you go to Content, Helpful Documents and Tutorials, there's this thing that says How to Make a Works Cited Entry. If you click on that, it has a synopsis of all the stuff I just said, plus the link. If you want to control-click on the link, you have to download. Otherwise, it won't be active. It'll just be blue. So you do have to download it if you want to control-click. But it shows you how to do this, and it shows you how to do a hanging indent. It's got all kinds of stuff in there. Also, what you can do is go to Course Home. If you want to know how to get to Noodle Tools, go over here to Resources, click on PPCC Library. It opens it in a new page, and then you'll see this, Library Databases. Click Continue. And then from there you got a bunch of tabs, but for now, and I'll show you how to use a lot of these tabs later, but for now click on Bibliographic, and two deals down is Noodle Tools. Now, I'm not going to log in and show you how to use it, because I'll do that later, but what you do is you'll create a personal ID and password that is unique to our library system. It's not the same as your student access stuff. The only reason they do that is because they want to help you keep track of resources that you use through the library. So if you find a journal article from the library database that you really like, you can bookmark it and it will save it for you. If you get halfway through your works cited entry and you need to leave for some reason, it will save your work so you don't have to go back and put it all in again. So you just create an ID just for the library part, and then once you log in and sign in, up here will be something that says Bibliography, and if you click on that, it'll ask you MLA, APA, Chicago style, CSE, and you pick whatever style it is. For this class it's MLA. And then as long as you have all the items from your suitcase, you're already packed, it'll tell you what it wants. It'll say put the author's name here, put the title of the work here, put the website here, put the date of access here, and then it will unpack your suitcase for you in the right order. It's pretty cool. Noodle Tools, they say, is a lifesaver. So I'll show you more how to use that a little bit later, and hopefully Dawn will have her tutorial done so we can look at it. Okay, so there's that. The other thing I want to show you